Due to an emergency this evening, my brother, Father Houston, cannot be here. Please accept his apologies, and now we'll all bow your heads. We thank you, God, for being with us tonight, and we ask you to please watch over our graduating class, their parents, their relatives, and their teachers. Please, God, help these students to continue to grow, to learn by their mistakes, to accept victory kindly and defeat graciously. Most important, give them the ability to learn all that they can, so we may look forward to a kinder and gentler family, a kinder and gentler community, state, and nation. Finally, please inspire in these young people about to embark on a new journey, love for their parents, family, relatives, and friends. Please remain standing as I call upon the Vice President of the Student Council, Christopher Gibson.
Will all friends and family join hands and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the traditional solemn commencement exercise. Ms. Morgan, Mr. Minor, Mrs. Roth, President of the Board of Education members, faculty, staff, parents, and friends of the graduating class of 1989, I extend to you a very warm welcome to the 1989 commencement exercise of Thompson Middle School. During our practice today, I gave my own personal message to these young people that tonight all of us honor. Besides wishing them my own hopes and prayers for success in high school, I implored them to certainly realize that there is still much truth to the old adage that there is time for everything. I implored them to take control of their lives and their time. Having the experience of teaching at both Middletown North and Middletown South, I said to them that there would be a time for athletics, for student council, for cheerleading, for plays, for proms, and for all the other student activities. I challenged them not only to be the best students that they can become, but just as important, the best people they become. Communities are known by the schools they keep. Quite frankly, we are an outstanding community who together can take much pride in the 1989 graduating class of Thompson Middle School. The proof is right here before you and I. There is truly no limit to what they can do so long as they and we act honorably. Thank you. At this time, I would like to call upon Laura Marianos, the President of the Student Council.
Good evening, Dr. Sconzo, Ms. Morgan, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Houston, Mr. Pickowitz, teachers, parents, friends, and fellow classmates. We are here tonight to celebrate the end of the first 8 years of our education and acknowledge the beginning of an era of progress. Let's take a moment, however, to reminisce our earlier years at Thompson. As innocent sixth graders, we entered a new environment and were bombarded with a myriad of problems, such as jam lockers, being late for class and running out of excuses, and getting lost in the halls. As we matured into upperclassmen, we overcame these problems and were confronted with new ones, one of which was cramming for midterms and finals. Although these are memories we will never forget, the ones we hold closest to our hearts are of the times we shared together at our dances, South Street Seaport, the ski trip, and trade winds. Now, however, it is time to move on in a different direction. As we enter high school, some of us will approach the new challenge with a bit of reluctance, and others with great enthusiasm. Regardless of our feelings, the fact still remains that we will be together to share the challenges and rewards before us. With this in mind, I would like to read a poem I wrote, which summarizes this year and our future years in high school. It's about that time of year again, that summer starts and school ends, for the graduation class of 1989 to put away their books and leave Thompson behind. It's time for us to start anew, to go into high school and pursue all of our hopes, our dreams, and our fears. We'll laugh some laughs and shed some tears. It will be scary for a while, but we'll always come out of it with a smile. For it's our time to succeed. Our parents got theirs. Now it's time for you and me to do our best and get to the top. We'll study and cram until we drop. Forever successful we will be, because we came from Thompson, obviously. We owe a lot to our family and friends. They'll always stay with us until the end. And some of the best friends we've made here to laugh with, share with, and express our fears. Here at Thompson, we've had the time of our lives. We've learned to share, care, and unflaggingly strive. I'd like to wish you the best next year. May you do well and never veer away from the road that has brought you this far. Just do your best and you're sure to be a star. And now I'd like to thank the best, the ones who stand above the rest. My mother, my father, my sister, my brother. I love these people like I love no other. Now for Mr. Houston, Mr. Pickowitz, Mrs. Mulholland, and Mr. B, the people who always stood by me, who helped me to achieve my very best. I thank you now as I thank the rest. And now I say goodbye to all. Take care, have a great summer, and I'll see you in the fall.
Thank you very much, Laura. At this time, I certainly would be remiss if I did not publicly acknowledge Thompson's outstanding faculty and staff who will now rise. Thank you. Ms. Morgan, Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Education, I can now verify that the students of Thompson's class of 1989 have met all the requirements from the State Board of Education, as well as those prescribed by the Middletown Board of Education. I would now like to introduce to you two board members, the President of the Board of Education and Vice President of the Board of Education, Mrs. Roth, and Mrs. Nagy, who will distribute the diplomas. Calling the names of the 8th graders this evening will be our 2 cluster leaders, Ms. Doyle on my right and Mr. Sessa on my left. Ms. Doyle, Mr. Sessa.
Jennifer Adamo, Justin Anderson, Anu Aurora, Jeffrey Arthurholt, Robert Baldock, Scott Barkey, Charles Barry, Kerry Barvels, Todd Beauchamp, Nicole Baccarelli, David Beller, Kimberly Bellotti.
John Beresford, Anthony Bolello, Jessica Bills, Michael Besesky, Dana Bloom, Joshua Lee Brody, Kelly Brown, Bevan Burke, Derek Bush, Craig Butler, Allison Callahan, Vincent Calvo,
Brenda Camparelli, Christina Canales, Gerard Santana, David Cercio, Shalini Shattuck, Melissa Chambers, Jack Chin, Tara Christie, Jason Clark, Jennifer Cole, Gina Colony, Aaron Chuck.
Jeffrey Condon, Melissa Connors, Mara Conzo, Willie Cook, Pamela Cousin, Charlie Crotty, Todd Curtis, Danny Cushing, Karen Cusmano, Denise DeGeorge, William DiMaria, and Linda Bellamy.
Christine DeLisa, David Demery, Jan Demsak, Jennifer Demsak, Jason DeSarl, Robert DePatrick, Jennifer DeBona, Joseph Dill, Jeffrey Dillon, Joseph DePaulo, Tabitha DeSancio, Elizabeth Dabrowski.
Thomas Doherty, Craig Dunstan, William Durr, Dina Dusko, Andrew Eagles, Edwin Edwards, Tammy Eigenrauh, Carl Eckloff, Melissa Finkel, Deborah Ford, Kim Fox, Scott Freeman,
Danielle Fritz, Jason Gallagher, Michael Gamino, David Garcia, Matthew Garriel, Carla Gencarella, Eric Garrison, Christine Janakoris, Christopher Gibson, Jeffrey Giles, Jennifer Giordano, Stacy Lenny.
Robin Gotch, Jason Gottlieb, Kimberly Grable, James Graves, Samantha Grebow, Mariana Greco, David Gresser, Eric Grissom, Damon Gruss, Pilar Hagdorn, Michael Hamilton, Brian Hands,
John Harlow, John Hartman, Alicia Hatch, Laura Hershey, Jeffrey Hessert, Catherine Hintz, April Ho, Tara Hoffman, Eric Holgram, Shelley Horner, Harry Howell, Virginia Wang.
Tracy Huber, Christy Hudson, Lisa Ingracia, David Jacks, Molly Joyner, Brian Jones, Danielle Jones, Michelle Kolatsky, James Kamen, Erica Karlovitz, Jeffrey Kay,
Edward Keenan, James Kelly, Lee Kana, Harry Kirk, Obi Knapp, Mark Coble, Michael Kosak, Kelly Corker, Andrea Pecora, Stephen Kutch, Neil LaRosa, Jamie Langan.
William Lodge, Alexandra Laforte, David Louie, Nicholas Liberi, Christine Linnane, Joseph Little, Michael Lowry, Stephen Lunanova, Tara Lynn, Roderick McKenzie, Frank Marr, Jennifer Mahoney,
Alexia Mazel, Joan Malik, Danielle Manning, Tara Morano, CJ Marashio, Craig Marcinkowitz, Jerry Marzouk, Christopher Mason, Adam Mastrodomenico, Rebecca Masseri, Michael McDonald, Shannon McIntosh.
Thomas McKenna, Christopher McLean, Charles McCallum, Mark McGilvery, Patrick McGrath, Douglas McKenzie, Laura Marianos, Joseph Merlino, Scott Miller, Richard Murill, Jeffrey Morris, Amro Masad,
Michael Muller, James Malevy, Brian Murphy, Marissa Murray, Matthew Myers, Gregory Nasek, Mark Nadelli, Andrew Nelson, Susan Nicholson, Todd Novak, Kathleen Noonan, Tammy Odell,
Javier Osterhill, John Oakson, Mandy Orick, Cheryl Papumi, David Panic, Alexandra Pape, Greg Parente, Mark Pascal, Sean Pasqua, Christine Pastrachek, Brian Paterno, Richard Perry,
Serena Fladdock, Suzanne Pomeroy, Kara Porcella, Darren Powderly, Amanda Pradick, Kristen Pretry, Claudia Quatella, Shayna Rabinowitz, Christopher Rodano, Wally Raffay, Teddy Rembitz, Marianne Rizzo,
Brandon Robinson, Maggie Rochford, Jason Rockefeller, Carrie Roman, Cindy Roman, Christine Romano, Gregory Romano, Kristen Rude, Mark Russell, Suzanne Sack, Douglas Sasala, Jessica Schaefer,
Karen Schaefer, Catherine Scheidt, Jay Schlesinger, William Snyder, Kevin Schroeder, Dana Swartz, Kevin Swartz, Jeffrey Scott, Carrie Sefik, Christine Surfin, Adam Shagan, Abhimanyu Shekhawat,
Ann Simonetti, Megan Smith, Stephanie Smith, Stephen Smith, Brooke Schneider, Aaron Snyder, Tracy Solo, Mandy Spinato, Melanie Spring, Allison Staines, Kenneth Stewart, Keith Stapira,
Jessica Straw, Kevin Stroop, Jennifer Sullivan, Jason Tarantino, Lori Tomchak, Kelly Toth, Denise Treza, Elisa Treskowski, Tamra Tuller, George Totoro, Francine Ungarden, Chrissy Boucher,
Vanessa Valente, Brian Valentine, Nicola Valentino, Sharon Banyi, Alexei Vasilakis, Christopher Vogel, Jennifer Vizana, Paul Valani, Michael Vitelli, Mimi Vu, Jennifer Walker, John Walling, Mary Walsh.
Adrian Watt, Joseph Wygant, William Welch, Denise Weppert, Karen Wilson, Kevin Wilson, Laura Wood, Wayne Wazell, Kira Walker, Alan Yakel, Irina Zakorsky, Raymond Zakari, Karen Zonowski,
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mrs. Nagy. Thank you, Mrs. Roth. And of course, thank you, graduates, for an outstanding ceremony. At this time, and I appreciate very much your cooperation and attention because I know how important it is to your son and your daughter. So thank you very much for your kind attention. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you Ms. Alrita Morgan, the Assistant Superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. Houston. I certainly accept your recommendation for the certification of this outstanding class and recognize them as grade 9 students. And congratulations to you, students. You've reached the first major academic achievement. You begin your journey through high school. Everyone who has worked with you and has really grown to love you during the time you've been in middle school wishes you well. And the high schools, they'll be waiting for you in September, and they're going to say, welcome. We're very glad you're here. We've heard about you, and we're going to make a tremendous and terrific journey together.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the director of the award-winning Thompson Band, Mr. Slonim.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to ask the 8th grade band members to please come forward so that we can perform one final selection as a Thompson Middle School band.
Thank you very much. I also want to thank, of course, the young people behind me in their green shirts who are members of our Thompson band and only in the 6th and 7th grade. So thank you to 6th and 7th graders. At this time in the program, it's a pleasure for me to introduce the coordinator of the Social Studies Department, Mr. Kevin Graham, and Mrs. Maureen Mulholland, a very successful cafe participant at Thompson this year. Maureen and Kevin.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to introduce the following departmental awards. In mathematics, Amro Mossad. In science, David Louis. Language arts, Amro Mossad. Social studies, Laura Marianos. There are two winners for physical education, one to Chrissy Giancoris and the other to Christopher Radana.
And now it's also a pleasure to introduce Mrs. Jill Uman, the coordinator of the Phys Ed Department, who will also present the next awards with Mrs. Mulholland. These awards, by the way, exemplify academic achievement, the highest academic achievement in the subject area. So Mrs. Uman and Mrs. Mulholland.
I'm proud to present the following awards for outstanding work in foreign language, Spanish, Laura Mariano. French, Samantha Graybo. Industrial Arts, William DiMaria. Art, Kevin Schroeder. Home Economics, Erica Karlovitz. Choral Music, Melissa Connors. Instrumental Music, Francine Ungarden.
It's a great honor for me now to present what represents the outstanding academic student at Thompson Middle School, and I am proud to present this distinguished award to Laura Marianos. Mr. Mark Kelly, the 8th grade guidance counselor, will present the DAR Citizenship Award. Mr. Kelly.
Good evening, and welcome to all of you. I would also like to add my congratulations to the class of 1989. The DAR Citizenship Award is given to 2 students, a boy and a girl, that are chosen by our faculty based on the following qualifications of honor, service, courage, leadership, and patriotism. It is indeed a pleasure and an honor for me tonight to give this award to 2 very fine students, but also 2 very fine people, and it's Laura Marianos and David Sergio.
Laura, I have a station wagon outside if you need any help. At this time, I certainly feel it really an honor to introduce a man who, quite frankly, is probably most of the reason why Thompson is as successful as it has been. Mr. Pickowitz, the assistant principal.
Good evening, students, and good evening to all of your parents, teachers, and friends. Students, I'm honored to be the one to give out to some of your classmates, 10 of them to be exact, the award we call the Thompson Service Award. And the word service means many things, but among the things that it means are academic effort, school citizenship, extracurricular activities, leadership, contributions to the school. But the students that I'm going to name, the 10 of them, have one quality that really stands out. And that is to do more, to take an extra step, to get involved simply because their hearts are in it and they care about people. So I'm thrilled now to recognize these students publicly, ask them to step forward and receive an award that simply is a symbol of our thanks to them. The first 5 are Laura Marianos, Dave Sergio, Dina Dusko, Joan Malick, and Tara Christie. Laura Hershey, Jason Gottlieb, Chris Gibson, Serena Plottek, and Gina Colony.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the president, co-president of the Thompson Parent Faculty Association, which truly is an example of the partnership of parents and teachers working together, Mrs. Kathy Eagles.
Each year, there are students who distinguish themselves, not only academically, but also they involve themselves socially. They get involved in sports, drama, cheerleading, and finally, they lend themselves to serving our school through the student council. And this year, there are 4 such students that the PFA would like to recognize by presenting them with a $50 bond. The following students, please come forward. Dana Bloom, Jason Gottlieb, April Ho, and Laura Mariano.
At this time, I'd like to introduce to you the Board of Education President, a very dear friend of Thompson, Mrs. Barbara Roth.
Thank you, Mr. Houston. I do feel a special closeness to all of you Thompson students and to your parents, your family and friends who are out there. This is a wonderful week for those of us involved in education in Middletown. Your parents and friends have this opportunity to attend one wonderful commencement exercise, and perhaps if they're lucky, they even have a high school student graduating tomorrow, and maybe they have a chance to attend two. But I have the distinct honor of attending 5 this week, and it truly is an honor and a pleasure. This is what we're all about in education in Middletown. I'm particularly proud of you, the Thompson class. I have seen you grown up. I've been in that building an awful lot, the Thompson Middle School building. I've seen you since you were 6th graders. I followed some of your individual achievements. I followed your team achievements, your band and choral accomplishments, your drama successes, your athletic achievements, and your individual academic accomplishments. So I share in the pride that your family and your teachers and all the staff at Thompson have in you. I congratulate your families, and I congratulate you. I welcome you to the high schools, and great things are expected of you, and I have a feeling you're not going to let anyone down. Good luck to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, in keeping, and by the way, I am very much appreciative of not only the way our graduates really conducted themselves. I think the practices were worth it. And I also want to thank all of you, of course, for your attention. But it's very important, please, that you listen to this one announcement. Because our faculty must do some paperwork with the 8th graders in the other gym, I will be dismissing our faculty at this time. And I would like very much to ask all of you to please extend to them and to your son and daughters and their friends by remaining in your seats until all our graduates are dismissed from the gymnasium. Thank you very much. Faculty? Ladies and gentlemen in the back, especially by the doors, may I kindly ask you to step aside because our graduates will be marching through those doors. Mr. Slonim? Thank you very much.